Did you know that there are common food additives that are hiding out in your healthy foods that could be harming your gut health and causing inflammation? And it pays to know which ones they are. Hi, I'm Dr. Patricia Mills, holistic medical doctor with a root cause approach to your health concerns. And today, welcome to the Wild Wisdom Show, where we're going to be talking about two very common food additives, xanthan gum and guar gum, and whether or not they could be hurting your gut. And spoiler alert, one of them could very well be potentially causing inflammation at the level of your gut. Now, xanthan gum and guar gum are common food additives used as emulsifiers, which are used to keep a product for a longer period of time on the shelf. And they are found in common healthy foods like plant-based milks, such as canned coconut milk, or your favorite soy milk, or oat milk, or rice milk. Also in salad dressings, gluten-free bread, and protein powders. And they're very commonly found in non-healthy foods that are ultra processed, that are more obviously not good for you, but are also hiding out in that ingredient list. Xanthan gum is made by fermenting sugar with bacteria. It's found in multiple packaged foods, and it has some gut effects, but we need to go into the research to really understand if they're concerning or not. Guar gum is made from ground guar beans, and it's commonly used in things like coconut milk, sauces, ice cream. The good news is that this kind of food additive might actually help your gut health. Some of the benefits of guar gum are reduced inflammation, increased short-chain fatty acids, was a fancy word for ketones, and these are known to be very gut healing and good for things like brain health. It may stimulate the increased production or increased presence of gut microbiome bacteria such as Akkermansia and Lactobacillus, which are known to support gut health generally when they're in a good balanced state. Versus xanthan gum, the concern is that while there's no reduction in inflammation, there is a potential for increase in inflammation because it promotes the increase in a certain kind of gut bacteria called Ruminococcus navis. Now, this is not good news for gut health. They haven't done studies long enough to know, will that increase in the bad gut bacteria cause inflammation? We generally want to avoid anything that causes an imbalance of our gut microbiome, so it is less helpful and potentially more harmful for gut microbiome health compared to guar gum. So should you be avoiding these types of gums? My recommendation is to look at your ingredient list labels. You can consider cutting out anything with xanthan gum, particularly if it's something that you have every day. I was at a friend's house the other day. They had protein powder. I checked out the ingredient list and it had xanthan gum, and they eat a lot of protein powder every day. So that's something that you would want to consider cutting out versus the occasional treat, like maybe an ice cream that you like that has xanthan gum in it. You'd be surprised that most ice creams these days are not made with just the dairy or the coconut base plus some sugar, some water, and whatever. They actually are adding a lot of additives, oftentimes things like xanthan gum, guar gum, and other additives. And so we need to start being aware of this. But again, if it's the occasional treat, it's not so concerning. It's the regular everyday use. Maybe it's your favorite protein powder. Maybe it's the protein bars. Maybe it's your regular plant-based milk. That's worth checking out. And guar gum might be a safer choice. Always read your labels and be aware that everyone has a very individual response to things. So if you're having things with guar gum, for example, canned coconut milk is a common example, and you're noticing that you're having issues with your gut health, look for the coconut milk that's just coconut and water. They do exist, they're out there, and you just have to look on the labels until you find the right one. The final takeaway is that not all food additives are created equal. Some of them are harmful and are being shown to cause gut inflammation, which then spreads through the whole body and causes whole body inflammation. That can show up in many different ways, and have a video on my YouTube channel that you can search saying the top 10 signs that you might have inflammation. Having an understanding and awareness around this is very helpful. Overall, we want to choose foods that nourish us and that don't cause inflammation. So gut health does start with smart choices. And what you can do is, if you're suspecting that you might have some inflammation, as you're cleaning up your diet, learning more about food additives, if you go to my YouTube channel, again, I have a whole video on the different food additives that do negatively affect gut health, including things like carrageenan and more. So you might want to check that out. But in the meantime, if you watch that video, top 10 signs of inflammation and you feel like you have inflammation, you're going to want to go to your doctor. Maybe they're going to order some lab work. I also have a video on what's the kinds and patterns on your blood work that would suggest you have inflammation, so you can look that up. I've put all of my videos regarding inflammation in an inflammation playlist on YouTube, and all of my videos around gut health in a gut health playlist. Those are hopefully easy to navigate, and you're going to want to check in with your provider. But in the end, it's not your doctor who's going to help you reduce inflammation. It's you. It's your action that you take. It's an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, starting with diet, but also continuing perhaps with supplements, exercise, supporting detoxification pathways, or more. So that's why it's important to check out that inflammation playlist. It's free. You can just listen or watch the videos. And this is also being aired on my podcast. So if you prefer to listen to things, that's another way to go. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at drpatriciamills or drpatriciamillsmd. It's the very best way to support the Wild Wisdom Show. Save this episode for future reference and share. Sharing is caring, and you never know when someone might benefit from this wild wisdom. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or night, depending on when you catch this, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.